Hello everyone. So this is part 5 of the Muscat or the Oman vlog. Now in this vlog I am going to talk about some of the basic things which we have faced while traveling to Oman, and also this video will comprise of flights, visa, SIM cards or cash, places to visit, and some other general viewpoints like transportation which we faced while visiting Oman. Now, this particular vlog I am not making in Hindi because I didn't want it to restrict to Indian subcontinent, but global audience can look at this video and have some understanding of what they can expect while visiting Oman. Now, the first point is flights. Talking about flights, this is very different for different people across the globe. If I talk about India, flights are a little bit cheaper if you are going from Kerala or Bangalore or Mumbai or Delhi. Now you can obviously look for flights which are cheaper by taking layovers, but if you are going not for work purpose but for vacation purpose, I would recommend not to take layover flights because layover flights tend to become very hectic. So before reaching Oman, you can become very tired. Now talking about SIM card, I took Omantel because I read somewhere that Omantel has a greater network coverage. Also, I had Jio Team SIM activated from India. A lot of time what happens is you need to get OTPs if you are like reloading money into your Forex card or some other places. So I activated my Jio SIM card before visiting Oman, and also as visiting Dubai. So I activated the Jio SIM both for Oman and UAE. It took around 1100 rupees for a month, and it gave me around 950 rupees, which was decent enough for me. Also, I took a secondary SIM card, which was basically for my wife. It took about 5 Omani Riyal. It was a tourist pack, and it had a decent talk time and 5 GB of internet and all. Now, I would again recommend to have a second SIM card if you're visiting with more than one people. The reason is you might like someone while visiting shopping malls or some other places, it might happen that someone else, if in your family, might need to call you that you got lost. Then if they do not have a SIM card, then it can be problematic. So I would recommend you to have a local SIM card number over there. Also, a lot of time in while visiting places, you need to give a local SIM card number, so it might be helpful to you. And also in Oman, the SIM cards, the network is pretty decent, and not decent, I would say it is pretty awesome. In every bus which we traveled, they had free Wi-Fi. So, but they needed the local number, so that was an advantage if you have a local SIM card or number. So I would recommend to have a local SIM card number along with your your country's SIM card. That will be beneficial for you. Now talking about visa, again this is also different for different people. What I read was that for Indian people specifically, if you have a US visa or a Schengen visa, they might give you visa on arrival. But I didn't have any US or a Schengen visa, so I didn't fall in category of have a visa on arrival. So I took a visa before visiting Oman. Again, I would say that do take a visa before you visit Oman. Like have a e-visa ready in your hand before you board a flight. The reason is when I was boarding flight from Bangalore airport, what I saw that they were asking me, do you have a visa? Do you have a return ticket? Do you have a hotel booking? So those were the things they were checking. I do not know if you have a if you do not have a e-visa at that point of time, whether they will stop you from boarding the flight. So it's better recommended that on a safer side, do take a visa before you board the flight. Also in Oman, what I saw that you need to have like some sponsor who will sponsor you, or some guarantors sort of a thing who will like sponsor your visa. Now initially I was like skeptical, what does it mean? But then I looked over some of the websites like Om Visa, Akbar Travels, Atlas, and they said that like just send your documents and we'll give you a visa. Basically, they have their travel agencies over there who will be sort of like a promoter, a guarantor, who will be, or a sponsor who will like whose name will be there in the visa, and on behalf of that we will be traveling to Oman. Now, Akbar Travels and Home Travels was a little slightly expensive. I took at least for my visa purpose, and at least charges like 450 rupees extra per person visa, which was not that much. So it came around 3,900 rupees or 4,000 rupees per person visa, and it was valid for 10 days. And so like it's a single entry visa valid for 10 days, and from the day from which you get a visa, that was the total time in which the visa was active was 2 months. So 2 months visa, 10 days visit, 4,000 rupees. So this was on the visa part. Now talking about transportation. Now, okay, so before transportation, let me talk one more thing. The forex cards or cash. Now, Oman is a very cash-based economy, and I'm not saying that cards do not work over there. Cards do. So if you're going to visit a mall, or if you're going to visit some place where there is a retail outlet, cards will definitely work, no problem at all. But if you're taking like cabs, or if you're taking some travel transport, or if you're having food in some local restaurants, then they would ask you to pay in cash. So I would recommend you to have cash before you land in Oman. So in the airport, the exchange rate is a little bit expensive. I had reloaded my that forex card. I took SDFC multi-currency regalia forex card. So I reloaded that, and once I landed in Oman, I just withdrawn money from the ATM. On that front, in Oman, what I saw, that Bank of Muscat, from Bank of Muscat, I was not able to withdraw money. Bank of Dhofar, and there was another more bank I was able to withdraw money from, but Bank of Muscat was not working. Bank of Muscat ATM was not working for me, but that's fine. Other banks was working. Also in forex card, there is like a $2 withdrawal fee deduction once you withdraw money. So every time you withdraw money, the forex card, you will have some sort of $2 or 160 rupees, something like that, will deduct from your bank. And I took Federal Bank's Scapia forex card, which was like which was like a awesome thing for me. Now this is not a sponsored video. The reason I'm saying that there is zero forex markup. So whatever was the actual like 5 Oman Riyal, so it was exactly 5 Oman Riyal multiplied by the current exchange rate, and that exchange rate was also not high. So for me, the exchange rate was what they were offering each time I did a transaction. The card was 116 rupees, whereas when I reloaded my forex card wallet from the HDFC Bank, they offered me 222 rupees. So HDFC was a little bit higher. Federal Bank's KPI card was cheaper. So I would recommend that if you take like a zero forex markup forex card. Now I took Scapia. I heard that Neo Global is another option. I'm not sure how that works, so I cannot talk about that. Also, I'm not sure that whether you can like withdraw money from Federal Bank's Scapia forex card. I think you can. There will be some charges, but I do think you can. I didn't try, so I cannot comment on that front. So this is on the cards and cash. Also, one more point, you will get a little bit discount if you're using cash. For example, if you're buying gold, or for example you're taking any travel operator, if you pay in cash. So for example, if they charge you 50 Riyal, so if you're not paying in cash, you're paying in card, they will charge like 5% extra or 2% extra, or some card transaction fees, which will be like another couple of bucks more. So if you have cash, it will help you. I'm at the park and this is a very beautiful place with lakes and little bit of forest. So I come here in the morning for a walk. Now let's talk about public transportation. Now public transportation is not great at Oman. No sort of tube, metro or underway subway systems are available. The only sort of public transportation available is bus, which is not great, and Uber is not available. O taxi or Marhaba Talabat is available, but I'm not sure of Marhaba Talabat because I didn't take it. Talabat might be a taxi aggregator or a food delivery app, but I'm not sure of that because I only took O taxis. Now talking about bus, the official bus system available over there is called Masalat, and not many people take it. You can download the app called Masalat app, which will help you to navigate inside the city, because inside the city the bus is available, and the frequency of bus is quite okay. You can just type it that I want to go from X place to Y place, and it will tell you that which bus you need to take and what will be the fare and at what time it will come. But again, if you're willing to go outside the city, then the frequency of bus is very low and also not that great, because even if you take a bus from the Muscat city to other places like Nizwa or Sur, endpoint connectivity is not good also, because from there also you might need to take some taxi or something and it won't be available over there. So if you are visiting inside the city, then public transportation is fine, because most of the tourist place you can cover by bus inside the city. But outside city, it is advisable that you take your own personal vehicle, or you hire a cab, or you self-rent a car. These are extremely cheap, because if you take O taxi, the cost will be 3x than the bus, and if you hire a private cab, then the cost will be 10x times than that of the bus. The bus from airport to Rui is 1A. From Rui to Mathura is 4. So from airport to Rui, 35 kilometers was around 500 paisa or half real, and from Rui to Mathura, which is around 6 kilometers, it was something 300 paisa. And as I said, you can cover most of the tourist place with bus. Couple of times you will see taxis are calling you, like they will take you from point A to point B. So do bargain with them. So whatever they will say, you will at least get 30% cheaper if you bargain with them. Places to visit. Inside Muscat city, there are a couple of places to visit. You can visit Sultan Qaboos Mosque, which is one of the biggest mosques, Royal Opera House, Al Alam Palace, Mathura Corniche or Mathura Souk is at the same place. Al Alam Palace is like towards the Mathura side, Mathura Corniche or Mathura Souk, so that is on one side of it. The National Museum is also towards the Mathura Corniche side, whereas the Opera House and the Sultan Qaboos Mosque is towards the other side. There is another place called Koram Bridge. You can also visit that place. To visit mall, you can visit Oman Avenues Mall and Mall of Oman. Those two are the biggest mall in Oman and in Muscat also. Outside the city, you reserve one day for Wadi Shab, Wadi Tiwi and Pebbles Beach and Bima Singhol. Those are on the one side of it. Reserve another day for Jabal Akhtar, Jabal Shams and Nizwa city, that is on the other side of it. And if you are visiting Salalah, that's again a different part of Oman. You will need to take a car. Again, this will be 1000 kilometers, so entire day will take, or you take a flight from Muscat to Salalah. And Salalah is very beautiful. I didn't go there, but you should definitely visit if you have time. Now you can book your travels via getyourguide.com or Klook, but I would say don't do it, because they charge us pretty serious big amount for that. They have their own commissions. You can land over there, and whichever hotel you take, they will definitely have like a service, like a travel service. Ask them, and it will be much cheaper if you take or if you book your all your travels from Muscat itself. So from Muscat to this side, like Jabal Shams, Jabal Akhtar and Nizwa, it will be 100 Riyal. Muscat to Pebbles Beach, Bima Singhol and Wadi Shab, it was around 50 Riyal. You can also hire or rent a car, and you can take your car over there, but I would recommend not to take your private car, because you do not know what are the rules and regulations and all the speed limits in the city or outside the city, so you can get a pretty much heavy amount of fine if you take your private car and then or rent a car and you do not maintain the traffic rule. Inside the city they will charge you 70 riyal if you take an entire day tour. There is also hop off bus service available, but that was not very much frequent, or not too much information was available out there. I would recommend that you take either o taxi or bus and visit all the places inside Muscat city, and you can cover the entire Muscat city within a day itself. Let's talk about some general stuffs. Oman is not as restrictive as Saudi, nor as open as Dubai. However, you are required to wear modest dress, specifically if you are visiting mosque. So if you are visiting Bima Sinkhole or Wadi Shop, then wearing swimming dress is fine. I found little bit restrictive on the Nizwa side in terms of dressing sense as compared to Muscat. However, I would advise you to dress modestly in order to avoid any confusion or any sort of thing which might happen in Oman, but I don't think so anyone will be stopping you for anything. Food is cheap if you're visiting Oman. We had a full meal of biryani and rice. The cost was 3 riyal or 700 Indian rupees. Inside any food court in India, it costs much more. For local shops, it costs around 1.2 or 1.5 riyal, like paratha and chicken. For breakfast, it was around 700 paisa for dosa and vada. If you are having food beside the sea, the Matra Corniche, in an Arabic restaurant, it will cost you around 3 riyal for 2 people. Now most of the cost which I am seeing is for 2 people. So beside the sea, it will be around 3 to 3.5 riyal. We didn't visit any high-end restaurants, so we do not know the estimated cost. Other fast food chains like KFC or Pizza Hut or any McD, it was around 1.5 or 2 riyal for a bucket of a meal. So the cost was very reasonable and not that much high. Hope with this video I have helped you in some way, if not entirely. In case of further questions and queries, please leave a comment below. I would like to reply to all of you. For more detailed explanation, please look at the vlogs of Oman and Dubai. I have explained everything in a bit of detail. I will give the details of all the vlogs in the description below. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Hopefully you have a nice day. Thank you very much and wait for the next video.